All praises to Yahawah, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a video for all the people out there that they don't believe in a Heavenly Father, all you Israelites out there in particular, because you're the only ones that can receive a chance of repentance where you can get mercy. Right? For all of you out there, you say you don't believe in Yahawah Bahasham Yahweh Shai. You don't believe that we're Israelites. You don't believe in anything that the message of what the Israelites have been saying to you. You think that, okay, even if World War III did happen, America is going to rise to the top and the West is always just going to be in charge and they'll figure things out. You think the MOTB, oh, that's not anything mentioned in the Bible, because then that would mean that John the Revelator had a vision of people getting karogmad 2,000 plus years ago, and that can't possibly happen. There's no way that that could possibly be a thing that would ever happen in the world where a man's had a dream and a vision of something that was going to take place 2,000 years from that point where he had that vision. You don't believe in that, right? So this video is to, okay, you don't believe that. Well, how do you plan to escape from what's getting ready to happen then? Right? You don't believe in Yahawah. You think that you are going to be able to come up with some way to get out of this yourself. Okay. What training are you doing then? Right? Because you're going to need to be physically fit to be able to escape this time. You're going to need to be highly intelligent then. And you're going to need to be rich as well. If you don't believe in Yahawah Bahasham Yahweh Shai. If you believe in Yahawah Bahasham Yahweh Shai, it don't matter whether you're not the most physically fit man. Okay, it's a good thing to take care of your health, but part of your journey to be of you being in the elect could be health problems, man. That could be part of your test. Your ailment in your flesh could be not mental. It could be physical, or it could be physical and mental. It could be physical and mental and financial. It could be all kind of things under the sun, man. If you believe in Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahshai, but for those that say that they don't believe in the Lord and they don't care about what the Hebrew Israelites are talking about, they always got a meme and a skit to try and perform. Okay, how do you think you're going to escape what's coming in? Amos chapter 5 verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh. To what end is it for you now? There's plenty of people that they don't believe that the Bible is talking about anything. But those same people could not deny that wars are going on in the world right now. And if they do, well, then they are just unenlightened individual people that are just stupid and dumb. Like, if you don't believe that war is going on right now and that there's the possibility for a world war to take place at any moment right now, you're lost. If you don't believe that there's any possibility that the financial system is getting ready to completely change to where it's all digital and there's no longer no such thing as people rolling around with cash, it's just all digital, can all be tracked, every single penny can all be financially watched, every penny that you make. There ain't gonna be no secret side hustle no more that you've got where you're like, okay, they tax me on this, but my secret side hustle, they ain't getting me on that. No, they're gonna get you on everything. You ain't gonna have no secret funds. How are you planning to escape what's coming then? If you don't believe in the Lord, like what are you hoping for? Because there's some people that are planning, excuse me, there's some people that are planning for the day of the Lord and they don't believe in Yahweh. But they've got underground bunkers. You don't. You don't know anyone with an underground bunker so that you can be like, okay, because we're cool, right? When it goes down, can I come and sleep, like, rest, like survive the apocalypse in your underground bunker? No, you ain't gonna survive that. And if you're in America, having an underground bunker is completely ridiculous because that whole land is prophesied to get destroyed. So that underground bunker is not gonna be able to withstand what's coming there. So all these people that are selling you underground bunkers in America, they're scamming you really, right? If you're gonna get an underground bunker, if you got the money to afford one of these billion, £1 million bunkers and all that, you may as well get the bunker in a whole other country, to be honest with you. Because your bunker in America ain't gonna do nothing when it really goes down. You've been scammed out of some money. And that person probably took that money and built the same kind of thing that they made you in America somewhere else. I know that Finland's basically got some kind of a system where they can pretty much live underground, man. They've got hundreds of, I think that might be the place in the world that's got the most underground bunkers than anywhere else, if I'm not mistaken. I believe Finland is a place like that. I remember watching something on that before, but don't quote me on that. But I know that they do have a lot of underground bunkers there, though. But back to this, verse 18, woe unto you that desire the day of Yahawah, to what end is it for you? The day of Yahawah is darkness and not light. So even for the people that are desiring for the day of the Lord, all you Christians out there that you think that you actually are following the Bible the right way, and you're thinking, oh, I can't wait for Christ. That's how you're saying it. I can't wait for Christ, Yahushua. That's what y'all are saying. That's not what I'm saying. I believe his name's Yahawah, right? And it almost sickened me to even use that name just then, right? All of you people that believe in your so-called Messiah that you think is going to come, right? You don't know what's getting ready to happen. You're thinking in your arrogance that you're going to be raptured out of the earth before you have to see anything. Like the arrogance of you people, like what makes you think that you've lived such a glorious life that you don't get to be on the earth when it's really going down? Who are you? You haven't kept any of the laws. You've boasted in your love for pork. You've made sure every single day that you have a clean shaven beard. You're never been able to keep those two things, man. You've ignored adultery when you've seen it taking place in your congregations. You didn't mind stealing people's money through claiming that tithes is just overly so righteous. And okay, it doesn't matter if it's your last. Because remember that woman that gave all that she had. So then you'll make people spend up their money in there with you, knowing damn well that they're going to be poor for the next couple of weeks now until they get some more money. What the hell makes you Christians so arrogant that you think you ain't going to have to go for nothing? Who the hell do you think you are? You're going to be on earth all the way. A lot of you Christians, you're going to be on earth all the way through all of this, man. You're going to be on earth to see the real people that are going to get salvation. The real elect, the actual people that John 3:16 is really talking about, right? You're going to be on earth long enough to see all the Israelites that are of the elected nation of Israel get beaten up in them chariots, and you're going to still be down here, and you're going to realize that there ain't no rapture coming for you. There's getting wrapped up. That's what it's going to be. You ain't going to get raptured. You're going to get wrapped up, man, by the judgments of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua. There's plenty of people on this earth, they're just thinking that they just got it so made, they've got it so nice. And then you've got so many people trying to go to the Bible now, which there's not nothing wrong with people going to the Bible and Israelites trying to turn to the Bible, but they're trying to copy what the Hebrew Israelites say, right? And are not got enough integrity to admit that they heard it from them. They don't mind giving a shout out to some YouTuber or some influencer or some celebrity, but they don't give a shout out towards the Hebrew Israelites for what they actually have done on this earth and how they've actually changed the whole earth, man. If you're saying that the Hebrew Israelites have not changed the earth, you're a lying demon, because they've changed the earth. They made Kanye West start ranting and raving about how we're the 12 tribes of Judah, which he was going off and didn't know what he was talking about that. He ended up speaking with one of the main people from ISUPK Israelites, right? He was on a, what's it called, man? Clubhouse chat or whatever it is called. He was on that with Kanye West. Captain Tazark was on there. Now that's Israelites doing that. But and that's not even an Israelite that I believe speaks the whole truth of the Bible properly, because there's certain things that he don't believe. Yet you can't deny that he was doing that, though. You can't deny that he did that. And that most of the things that he says anyway are things that people that follow after the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone also believe. But I don't believe he thinks. I ain't too sure. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't too sure. I don't want to misspeak, man. Right? But the apostles of Great Millstone, they've spoke to all kind of these people. Like, they spoke to this guy that's used to be on Fox. He tried to come up there slick. He was thinking that they're dumb, thinking that they wouldn't know that he works for the news. They knew exactly who he was, man. And he tried to lie, being a demon. They've seen all these people, man. Over here in the United Kingdom, the brothers that of Great Millstone over here, they've seen all kind of you people as well. The Hebrew Israelites have spoken to all your kinds of you people, man. Y'all, he's changed the way you speak. He's changed the way how you see the Bible. You know what I mean? He's changed the internet. The Hebrew Israelites have literally changed the YouTube like section, man. Where you can, it's put because of the Hebrew Israelites, why you can't see the likes and dislikes no more. They ain't gonna admit that though. But it's because of the Hebrew Israelites. It's because of the Hebrew Israelites why now you can't say mark of the you know what. You gotta say MOTB. And there was literally a time a couple of years ago where I was ranting away with my mouth, swearing and all kind of stuff. Put the video out about the MOTB, and I said it straight up though, right? I uploaded the video, and this was a time when I didn't even. There was like, I think the channel had like 5 subscribers, something like that, man. I don't even think it was this channel. I think it was some next one. It had 5 subscribers, right? I put the video out there, and in 5 minutes, in fact, I think it was less than 5 minutes, the whole video had been taken down off the internet. No one even saw the video. And that's happened on plenty of occasions, man, where the video just gets taken down. I remember there was a video that I did on the small hats, right? About how they eat, they got a secret code word for eating pork over there, white steak and kazeel and that, right? And I was talking and going in that video as well, shouting and swearing and all kind of stuff, man. Right? And that video didn't get to see the sun of day. That video got dragged off the internet too, man. And there's plenty of other YouTube channels that used to be here and got dragged off the internet. Channels that I was subscribed to, that I used to watch, and they got dragged off the internet, man. One such channel was the GMS London camp over here in the UK. That channel had a whole bunch of videos that you could really learn the doctrine of the Hebrew Israelites, man. Then there was also the GMS San Francisco camp. They had a whole bunch of channels dragged on off the internet too. GMS Dallas have had a whole bunch. Obviously the Apostles have had a whole bunch. Apostle Tahars had a whole bunch of his channels changed. Apostle Gabars had a whole bunch of his channels changed. Apostle Rakars had a whole bunch of his channels changed. Apostle Aramlas had a whole bunch of his channels changed. I think the first time I seen Apostle Aramlas' channel, it was like GMS Info Doc 7 or something like that. And I'm pretty sure now it's on 12. One of the brothers over here had a channel, and it was ended in Ba, and now I think it's on Ga. You know what I mean? Like, these people have the Hebrew Israelites has changed the whole internet, and my channels. Forget my channels. I ain't really ranked, man, among this. But the point I'm making is that even in that case, them vid channels still get dragged off the internet, man. Even the way how we hear you Jakes call people demons, you got that from the Israelites, man. The Hebrew Israelites definitely made that word being of calling a human being a demon mainstream. And now other people that are on YouTube that are actually trying to be YouTubers, they say that word, man. But where did they first hear it? Are you gonna be real? Or are you gonna say, oh, I've been saying that? Nah, you ain't been saying that, man. You heard it from the Israelites. Even musicians started calling themselves that. But this world's not real, man. These people ain't honest. They want to try and see what they hear the Hebrew Israelites say. And then they're like, oh, which part? I kind of like that part still. Yo, man, he's really spitting it with that. But I'm going to see if I can try and take that part there. And then I'm going to bite that. And I'm going to make money from it. And you don't even think there's no dishonor in that. You're like, fuck it. I'm still getting a message out anyway. I'm just getting a message out. I'm just trying to get a bag off it. If them man had any more sense, they would have got a bag off it. You think that they couldn't? You think that Hebrew Israelites couldn't, if they wanted to, try and get a bag off what they know? But you're not supposed to do that. Buy the truth and sell it not. It costs money for us to understand and know these things. Right? Not that we're not saying that we had to pay people, but it cost us our time for damn sure. It takes a hell of a lot of time to know these things in the Bible, and then Yahawah has to be guiding you. It takes a lot of time to undo the belief when you read the scriptures of even seeing it, seeing and envisioning the people as looking like so-called white people rather than your own self. That takes time to overcome that wickedness and that stronghold of death and Babylonian wine, man. Takes time. Might take time for somebody to stop eating pork. Might take time for somebody to really, really think, you know what, I don't care about having a shape up no more. I really don't care. Not, oh, I'm gonna hide that I got a shape up. No, to really not have a shape up and not get your hair lined up and that. Maybe that might take time to really overcome that, man. And really, no one's overcame everything yet because Yahawah is gonna have to circumcise our hearts, man. But for all you people that you don't think that Yahawah needs to do any of that for you, what are you expect? How are you getting ready to escape out of this then? Because the day of the Lord ain't no joke. Verse 19, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him. You ain't outrunning no bear right now in this earth. You ain't outrunning no lion neither. And you ain't outrunning the judgment that's coming. Or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and the serpent bit him. If you go and do a workout right now in this world, man, when you get tired, you might want to lean your hand on the wall. You might be like, man, I'm tired, man. I need to rest before my next set. You might lean your hand on the wall. Now imagine a serpent was on that wall and just bit you on your arm. It's not going to feel very nice, is it? Just a never ending, no rest, basically. There ain't time to rest. That's what that's showing. There ain't no time to rest, man. When the judgment start flowing, there ain't going to be no time to rest for anyone. The judgment's just going to keep showing up over and over and over again. And there ain't going to be no rest. There's just going to be judgment. Shall not the day of the Lord Yahawah be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? There ain't gonna be like there's some people that think I'm gonna be Negan from The Walking Dead when it goes down. I can't wait because I'm gonna just pat. Mate, it's not gonna go that way that you think it's gonna go. But then those people are at least doing some preparation. It's the wrong preparation. But if you're not an Israelite, there's only outside ways of Yahawah that you can try and prepare, because there's no point you trying to turn to Yahawah if you're not an Israelite, because you're not an Israelite. If you don't believe in faith, even just in that regard, that you're an Israelite, there ain't no point trying to pick up the Bible. And I ain't talking about none of this spiritual Israelite stuff that Christians try and come with. I'm on about literally, if you do not believe you're an Israelite, then there's no point of picking up the Bible. But unto the wicked Yahawah saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes and take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee? There ain't no point if you ain't really believing that you're an Israelite. And that don't matter if you're a so-called black man, a so-called white man, so-called Chinese, Indian, anything. If you look like an Eritrean, do you believe you're an Israelite though? Because that's going to keep you going. Do you believe that you're an Israelite that was scattered among Eritrean people? Do you believe you're an Israelite scattered among Somalian people, among Chinese people, among Vietnamese people, among Filipino people, among Hawaiians, among Thai people? Do you believe that? Do you believe that, okay, I was born in this country, but I don't believe I'm that people? I think I'm associated with the so-called black people and that I'm an Israelite more than color. Verse 20, shall not the day of Yahawah be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? There ain't going to be no sunny side up during the day of the Lord, man. There's just going to be people getting jacked up and mashed up, man. And it's going to be well deserved too. Because right now, people don't care about the Lord. People are more embarrassed to not eat grass. And by grass, I mean take away the G and the R, man. People are more ashamed that they don't eat grass than that they don't believe in Yahawah. Oh man, see, but I just don't like the taste. Mate, you ain't supposed to. But they'll try be ashamed of that. Or women will be ashamed in this world to not be a harlot 3 or 4. But they won't be ashamed that they don't believe in Yahawah. Women will be ashamed in this world that they respect their husband. You know what I mean? They won't, or they won't be ashamed that they're a harlot 3 or 4, but they'll be ashamed to say that they believe that they're an Israelite. They'll be embarrassed to say that they believe they're an Israelite. Jake will be embarrassed to admit that, but they won't be embarrassed to admit that they eat booty hole. Like, what's going on in the world, man? Oh, I'm freaky. Okay, but do you believe you're an Israelite though? Oh, nah, I don't believe in that Bible thing. Nah, that Bible thing missed me with all that. Oh, so you're embarrassed, and you're embarrassed to believe, to accept that, but then everything else is up for grabs, yeah? Okay, sounds like you're a demon to me, but hey, what do I know? Maybe I'm just a angry black man that don't know anything, can it? That's just disgruntled in life because I never made it. Maybe that's what it is, isn't it? Maybe that's what we all are, Hebrew Israelites. And we all just was like, what? We need to get back at the world, yo. How can we make them upset and mad? Yo, any suggestions? Yo, I think we should tell them that we're gonna all go back to Africa. We're Mama Africa. Now we've tried that before, innit? In the black consciousness community, don't really vibe, bruv. Any other suggestions? I think we should just all become NBA players and just take over the NBA. Yeah, but we're not even all tall enough for that, so that's not gonna work. Neither, and we kind of already run the NBA, but they still own the league, so that's not gonna work. I think we should just put down the Bible and just stop representing the Bible altogether, bruv. But nah, that's not gonna work because there's already black witches and devil worshippers and all that, and Esau is the top witch anyway, so they still got that lane. All right, I know what we'll do. Yeah, let's pretend that we're the Israelites, and we're gonna say that all the people in the Bible are black. Yeah, every one of them from Adam to Eve. Yeah, but we're not gonna. And you know what? There's these people in the Bible called Edomites, and it says they're red. So we're just gonna say that who's the person that kind of closest matches to the color red. Well, the Native Americans are called red in there, yeah, but they're not red though in a real way though, innit? So they're actually brown skin like we are, but fuck it though. Let's say that white people are the Edomites. And that's going to make them realize that they should have never troubled us. And we're going to pretend that Deuteronomy 28 is all talking about our lives. And then we're going to just be able to sort things out and we're going to get them vexed, you know. And then they're just going to they're just going to know that we're just going to mash and they're going to be scared, man. They're going to have to give us reparations after that. And this is all just a plan, yeah, to make them shook about this fake Messiah that we're talking about, so that they give us reparations. That's what some of you clown people actually believe we conspired in our mind? Like this is just some secret plan to get our 40 acres and a mule? Do you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. We really know we're not people that are going through Deuteronomy 28, but we're going to pretend like we are because we just want our 40 acres and a mule. And if you just give us 40 acres and a mule, we'll stop believing that we're Israelites and you can just have whatever you want to do in the world and we'll just have our 40 acres and a mule and build up our own Black Wall Street 2.0. Is that what you think? No, we really are the Israelites, man. And you so-called white people, majority of you, really are the Edomites. And you're going into captivity. You're going. As we went, you're going. Right? And that's the reason why you're running up around the world, kicking Latinos out of America, getting ready to kick so-called black people out too. And then on top of that, you so-called black people, you coons, are still praising America? What are you talking about? You're next. You talking about you're next, fam. One of the brothers over here, elders over here, he keeps going into that, man. But these American jakes, they don't see that. You're next. Esau over in the UK, I can already feel them trying to get proud, man. I can feel them wanting to get proud, but they know that they're through though. But they want something to be proud about. But the only thing that they're going to be able to get proud about is that they're so-called white people. But that's been tarnished because of the doctrine of the Hebrew Israelites. So it's going to be, oh, I'm a citizen and you've got to get out. Get rid of the lot of them. But here's the thing. Part of our plan anyway is that we do want to get out. We don't want to stay in these countries anyway. Our overall plan is to go back to Israel. It's just the people that are over there right now, they have to get out so that we can get in. And Yahawah is going to give us the spirit to be able to handle all the torments that you people are getting ready to do anyway, man. He's going to give us the vibe that we need to have, the aura, the spirit that we need to have to overcome all the BS that you people are getting ready to do. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 9, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, all you Israelites, this is talking about, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known, because they had that glorious high value man life. They might have been in Miami with a baddie, with a baddie in Miami. Then there was a baddie, and everywhere they go, it was just living it, man. You know what I mean? Or if there wasn't that high, they had their own version of living it, what they think living it is. And they had that at the expense of not knowing about Yahawah, and they thought, see, this Yahawah thing obviously ain't nothing, because all the men that I hear say Yahawah and say that Yahawah shy and talk all that Israelite stuff, they're all broke, they're all dusty bums, they don't brush their teeth. This is not true. I'm just saying this is how these people think, because I brush my teeth. You know what I mean? And I ain't never seen no Hebrew Israelite that's breath stinks neither. So I don't know what all of y'all are talking about. They look like they wash and bathe their skin to me. You know what I mean? They just carry themselves in a more rough and manlier way. They aren't trying to pamper themselves and go on Tej Hanley. They ain't trying to be on Tej Hanley. Don't forget to give them up your promo code to get 30% off. They ain't on all that. That don't mean they don't wash their face. But the world thinks, oh man, if you ain't got a Tej Hanley promo code, then you ain't nothing. Yeah, all right. Keep telling yourself that, man. A lot of y'all ain't going to be brushing your teeth, and they're going to be dusty when it really goes down in the society, man. Y'all ain't going to have the chance to get that Tej Hanley face wash and make it marinate on your skin for 10 minutes and then put the top layer on, and then the 10 the 10 minutes, you know what I mean? You ain't going to get to do that. All you women, you ain't going to get to shampoo your hair out and then put the conditioner in and leave it in there to soak for 10 minutes. You ain't going to get to dye your hair. Your real hair color is going to show. If you got grays, it's going to show. A lot of you women ain't going to be able to wax your mustaches off. You know what I mean? Your mustaches and your hairy arms, man. They're going to be on show, man. A lot of you with your Turkish kebab man arms, bro. Y'all are going to be on show too. 1 second. Back to this, man. Salakia. So right, chapter 9 and verse 11. And they that have loathed my law while they yet had liberty, and when a yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. And that's all the people that they heard about them being an Israelite, and they just, instead of actually just acknowledging it, they didn't consider it worth anything, because they didn't think, but how can I turn this into some money though? And that's nowhere bigger, that kind of mentality, than America. Because if you've got the right ideas and thought process in America, man, you can become a millionaire. Like, if just off something stupid and dumb. Like, you had a woman in America that literally said, hawk tour, spit on that thing, and she was getting like $20,000 to short places. A pop, 20,000 here, 20,000 there. She made a meme coin, ran off with the money, right? But what do you expect though? She wasn't talking anything genius, was she? She wasn't changing the world by saying hawk tour, spit on that thing, was she? But people made her rich off that. Now, I don't know where she's at now. I ain't really heard nothing about her no more. But she made hundreds of thousands of pounds off that, which is dumb, to be honest with you. The place is just stupid, man. Verse 12, the same must know it after death by pain. A whole bunch of people, all Israelites, man, are going to still end up, even though they're trying to run away from being an Israelite now, they're still going to have to know it anyway. But they're going to have to leave the earth in a painful way. Verse 13, and therefore be thou not curious of how the ungodly shall be punished, because every single way that it's possible for someone to be punished, they're going to be punished. But inquire how the righteous shall be saved. Think about, man, what kind of situations are the elect going to end up in, and they're still going to receive mercy in that time, man? Or they end up in a concentration camp. They still end up somehow escaping. They might walk through the wall, man. They might walk through the walls of the concentration camp. An angel came and saved Peter out of jail, right? What's to say that that couldn't happen for one of us, that if we're of the elect? What's to say that that couldn't happen, man? What's to say? There's going to be plenty of crazy ways, miracles that are going to be performed to make the elect be all right, man. And still, some people are going to fulfill Revelation 20 and 4. But they're going to still be all right too. But inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. But inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. So, people don't get it, man. They don't get it, man. They really don't get it. Everyone's trying to disrespect the Bible, disrespect Yahawah Shem Yahushai, disrespect the Israelites. But we're the ones that know what's going on the earth. The Israelites are the ones that are actually decades ahead in the future in what we think. All of a sudden now you got Jake that chased the money for the last 20 years. And now they've got the money and now they're trying to go and pick up the Bible. They may as well have just picked up the Bible in the first place then. 20 years ago. They may as well have picked up the Bible then. But it was like, nah, I need to get the money first. And then, mate, now you don't know anything. And you're thinking that you can try and just copy what you've heard the Hebrew Israelites say. But it don't sound the same coming from you. Because you're not prepared to admit certain things. Because you have to lie to keep the money coming in. And you ain't got the oil, man. And it's going to be shown that a lot of people don't have the oil that's necessary. And that you're going to be the foolish virgins, man, trying to think, oh, tell me this and tell me that. And you might, some of you clowns might even try and offer a Hebrew Israelite some money. Or I'll pay you this or that amount of money to teach me the scriptures. Mate, that money don't mean nothing right now. What are you talking about? That money ain't going to be worth jack. You ain't going to be able to pay no Israelite to teach you the word. That's not going to be able to happen, man. You're going to have to go get it yourself. Go find out for yourself, man. You figure it out. Because the Israelite's not going to care about what you've got to say. And I think I'm going to end the video there, man. A lot of you people, you don't believe in Yahawah. But then at the same time, you ain't got no way to get out of what's coming. And that I'm going to say shalom.